What if I told you that some of the most powerful American cars ever made look like they belong in a used car lot behind a grocery store? After seeing the American sleeper cars we're about to show you, you'll never look at an old Buick or a station wagon the same way again. Stay with us because the car at the end of this list might just blow your mind. If you're ready, let's begin. Number 10. 1987 Buick GNX. In 1987, the Buick GNX hit the streets like a stealth missile. It looked like a mild-mannered Regal coupe, but under the hood, it was a beast. Buick teamed up with McLaren Performance Technologies to create this ultimate sleeper. Powered by a turbocharged 3.8-liter V6, the GNX pumped out 276 horsepower and a monstrous 360 pound-feet of torque. But in reality, it was even faster than Buick acclaimed real-world tests showed it could rocket from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. That was faster than a Ferrari 328 of the same era. Despite its blacked-out boxy looks, the GNX's performance was anything but subtle. Only 547 units were built, making it one of the rarest and most desirable American performance cars ever made. It became a cult icon, proof that true power doesn't always wear a flashy suit. Number 9. 2005 Dodge Magnum SRT8. The 2005 Dodge Magnum SRT8 was a muscle car disguised as a family wagon. It had the practicality of a daily driver, but hiding beneath its long roofline was a 6.1-liter Hemi 5.8, pushing out 425 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. This gave the Magnum a 0 to 60 time of just over 5 seconds, astonishing for a station wagon. The exhaust note was deep, throaty, and unapologetically American, a sound that made car enthusiasts smile and unsuspecting bystanders turn their heads. It featured Brembo brakes, a sport-tuned suspension, and aggressive styling cues, yet it still retained a subtle street presence. Back in 2005, the idea of a high-performance wagon was bold, and Dodge nailed it. Today, the Magnum SRT8 is a cult classic and one of the coolest sleeper cars you can buy if you can find one in good condition. Number 8. 1996 Ford Taurus SHO. At first glance, the 1996 Ford Taurus SHO looked like your average mid-90s commuter car, a boring family sedan. But pop the hood and you'd find something truly special, a 3.4-liter V8 engine co-developed with Yamaha, producing 235 horsepower. It wasn't the fastest car of its time, but it delivered smooth, rev-happy performance that felt European in nature. Mated to a 4-speed automatic, the SHO could do 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds, which was impressive for a front-wheel drive sedan of the era. It also featured upgraded suspension and subtle styling tweaks, like unique wheels and a small spoiler. Though it never reached mainstream success, the V8 SHO was a misunderstood masterpiece. Sophisticated, powerful, and truly underrated. Number 7. 1995 Chevrolet Impala SS. The 1995 Chevrolet Impala SS brought muscle car attitude to the full-size sedan market. Based on the Caprice platform, this version of the Impala featured a 5.7-liter LT1 V8 engine borrowed from the Corvette, pumping out 260 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. It may not sound massive today, but in the mid-90s, it made this big 4-door one of the fastest sedans on the road. It sprinted from 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds. Not bad for a car that looked like your grandfather's daily driver. Finished in sinister black with unique 17-inch wheels and a monochromatic grille, the Impala SS had presence without flash. It was quiet, composed, and shockingly fast. In the 90s, this car offered police interceptor power with civilian comfort, making it a true sleeper legend. Number 6. 2008 Pontiac G8 GT. The 2008 Pontiac G8 GT was a gift from Australia wearing an American badge. Built on the Holden Commodore platform, this rear-wheel drive sedan came with a 6.0-liter V8, producing 361 horsepower and 385 pound-feet of torque. That gave it a 0 to 60 time of just 5.3 seconds. Not bad for a car that looked like a rental from the airport. It had a 6-speed automatic sport-tuned suspension and a surprisingly refined ride. The G8 GT was all about stealth performance. It didn't shout, it whispered, then exploded. Car enthusiasts loved its raw power, rear drive dynamics, and under-the-radar looks. Sadly, Pontiac's demise meant the G8 never got the recognition it deserved in its prime. Today, it's cherished as one of the last true American-Australian muscle sedans, making it an ideal sleeper car for those in the know. Number 5. 2014 Tesla Model SP 85D. You might not expect a quiet 4-door electric sedan to dominate the street, but the 2014 Tesla Model LSP85D did just that. With dual motors delivering a jaw-dropping 691 horsepower, it could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds, shocking even seasoned gearheads. The real trick? It looked like any other luxury EV, sleek, silent, and subtle. No hood scoops, no growling exhaust, just raw, instantaneous power. It embarrassed supercars at red lights and redefined what performance meant in the electric age. This Tesla wasn't just fast for an EV, it was fast, period. And because it looked so calm and composed, it became one of the most deceptive and futuristic sleepers ever built. Number 4, 2014 Chevrolet SS. The 2014 Chevrolet SS might just be one of the greatest modern sleepers to ever leave American soil. And ironically, it wasn't even built in America. Manufactured in Australia as the Holden Commodore VF and rebranded for the US market, this full-size sedan flew under the radar for most buyers. Why? Because from the outside, it looked like a rental-grade Malibu, but under the hood, a naturally aspirated 6.2-liter LS3 V8, the same engine found in the C6 Corvette, pushing out 415 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 6-speed automatic or manual. Yes, manual. The SS sprinted from 0 to 60 in about 4.7 seconds. Its subtle exterior gave no indication of its raw power or sports sedan agility, aided by magnetic ride control and Brembo brakes. It was a rear-wheel drive monster in disguise. Critics loved its sleeper status, but unfortunately, poor marketing and GM's confusion about its identity meant it was discontinued after 2017. Today, the 2014 Chevrolet SS is gaining cult status among performance enthusiasts, especially those who enjoy surprising Mustangs at traffic lights. Number 3, 1969 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser. Yes, a station wagon made it into the top 3, but not just any wagon. The 1969 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser. On paper, it's a family hauler with wood paneling and third-row seating, but once you throw in a 455 cubic inch rocket V8, either factory optioned or retrofitted by enthusiasts, it becomes a fire-breathing beast hiding under a family disguise. These wagons were surprisingly well built and came with rear-facing seats, a panoramic glass roof, and a long wheelbase that made them perfect highway cruisers. But add that big block engine, and you've got serious muscle car performance in a mom-mobile body. In the late 60s and early 70s, it wasn't unheard of for gearheads to swap engines between Oldsmobiles, making the Vista Cruiser a popular and sneaky candidate. Pop culture helped cement its legacy too. It was the car from that 70s show, but hardcore car fans know it as one of the most unassuming high-powered vehicles of its time. It looked slow, but with the right build, it could leave Chevelle and GTOs in the dust. Number 2, 1967 Chevrolet Biscane. The 1967 Chevrolet Biscane with the L72 427 was a factory-built monster in plain clothes. Built with a no-nonsense, fleet-style approach, the Biscane was marketed to police departments and taxi services. But Chevrolet offered a loophole. You could order it with the same 425 horsepower, 427 cubic inch V8 used in the Corvette. The result? A car that could sprint to 60 miles per hour in under 6 seconds in a body that looked like a grandma's Sunday cruiser. There were no fancy trim pieces, no vinyl roofs, and no badges screaming performance. Just a stripped down, lightweight sedan with a thunderous big block heart. Because it was built purely for function, the Biscane was lighter than the Impala and much more discreet, making it one of the greatest sleepers of the muscle car era. Collectors today prize these COPO Biscanes for their rarity and raw attitude. Back in the day, if you pulled up next to one at a light, chances are you never saw it coming. The 1967 Biscane is the definition of stealth power. Quiet, fast, and brutal. Number 1, 1965 Ford Galaxie 500. Topping our list is a true legend that almost no one saw coming. The 1965 Ford Galaxie 500 R-Code. While the Galaxie nameplate was commonly associated with full-size, comfortable cruisers, Ford hid a serious weapon in the R-Code, a dual-quad 427 V8 pushing 425 horsepower, mated to a 4-speed manual and built specifically for drag racing homologation. With steel wheels, dog dish hubcaps, and almost no visual cues of its monstrous potential, the Galaxie 500 could smoke tires through third gear. It was loud, raw, and brutal, but only when it wanted to be. Most people saw it as just another big Ford from the 60s, but for those who knew, it was a street-legal NASCAR refugee. Ford only built a few hundred of these R-Code Galaxies in 1965, making them extremely rare and valuable today. More than that, they represent the essence of the sleeper car. Massive performance wrapped in an unsuspecting package. It was the muscle car for men who didn't want to show off. They just wanted to win.